Welcome to Math Plus, where math makes sense. In this video, we're going to practice three-dimensional attributes for shapes. We're going to look at edges, vertices, and face. Before we get started, make sure you watch the Geometry 3D Shapes video. That will teach you what these three vocabulary words are. Once you watch it, come back, and then we'll practice. We have a picture of a cube. It is three-dimensional. I did put a picture of a see-through cube so you can get an idea of its depth. It's like an object that you can hold in your hand. You can turn it, look at the top and bottom and all the sides, as opposed to a flat shape, which is two-dimensional, that you cannot pick up. It's on a piece of paper. What I want you to do is turn the video off and then answer the three questions that you see at the bottom. How many edges does this cube have? How many vertices and how many faces? Now, if you can't remember, do your best. Sometimes you have to be wrong before you're right, and that way you learn. You go, oh, that's how I made my mistake. So even don't sit there and say, I don't know. Just think, what would make sense to be an edge? What part of this three-dimensional object makes sense to be a vertice, and which one makes sense to be a face? Turn off the video, and then come back once you have all three of those answered. Okay, we are back, and we're going to first answer the question, how many edges? An edge is actually where two spaces meet, okay, or two sides meet, and these are all edges. And if you look at the top of the cube, you see four edges. I could turn that over, or even look over here, and you can also see four edges on the bottom. So that's 8. What about the sides? We have 1, 2, 3, and then there's another one on this side way over there. So right here, see how you can see through it? So that makes 12 edges. Vertices, those are where the two lines meet at a point. So think about how many points this cube has. However many they have on the top, they will have on the bottom as well. So I see 4 vertices on the top, and there's 4 more on the bottom, so that makes the answer of that 8. Faces are these flat parts of the shape. Each flat side is a face, and I can see 3 of them. There's another one opposite of this one, there's one opposite of this one, and there's one opposite of this one. And again, look at the shape over here, and you can see all the sides, and that answer is 6. Did you get any of those right? You may not have known what the definitions were, but now that we go on to the next shape, you'll know what those mean. So let's move on to our next one. This is a three-dimensional shape. It's called a rectangular prism. A rectangle is what the face looks like on the side, and it's also a two-dimensional name for the flat rectangle, but a three-dimensional rectangle is called a rectangular prism. I want you to turn off your video and then tell me how many edges, how many vertices, and how many faces are on this shape. You went a little bit faster that time. All right, let's count our edges. These are the lines connecting each of the sides. So over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 4 on the other side as well, so that makes 8. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 12. Kind of like the square, or the cube. The only difference is this one's elongated. It's a rectangular prism. What about your vertices as well? This is where the lines make a point at each corner, and you have 4 on the top and then 4 on the bottom, and that makes 8. Just like the cube. And I wonder if the faces will be the same. I'm going to put a dot or a circle on each face and know that there's this one on the opposite side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. There's 3 more on the other side that we can't see. And it was exactly like the cube, it's just a different shape. This is a pyramid. It is a three-dimensional shape. Turn off your video, take a pause, and figure out how many edges, how many vertices, and how many faces. All right, good to see you back. This one's a little bit different. It's not like the cube. How many edges? So we're going to have 1, 2, And then each of those has one opposite. The bottom of this looks like a square, okay? So there's going to be 4 edges on the bottom. And then around it, right, we've got the pyramid comes up from each corner and meets. The top of it would look like this, right, like that. So there's going to be 4 on the sides as well. We can see 3 here, but we can't see the one on the other side. So the answer to that is 8. Vertices, we got to make sure we get that one at the top. And then we have the 4 at the bottom because it's the shape of a square. We also call that a base when a shape sets on something, but we'll call it a face for today. Okay, but both are right, but some faces have other names. So we have 4 on the bottom, and then this one right up here at the top, the vertices, and that is 5. And then let's count our faces. You have 4, each triangle base, triangle face all the way around, and then you have a square base at the face at the bottom. So that makes 5. All right, let's try another one. How many edges, how many vertices, and how many faces? Turn off your video, and when you've got your answers, just come back and just figure it out. It doesn't look like the other ones. Do your best. Okay, we're back. How did you do? I went ahead and gave you a picture of this one as well so that you can see that the bottom of the cone is actually a flat surface or flat face. That's what that would be called. But what about the sides of this? I'm starting from the bottom, but what about the sides on this? This is actually called a circular face or curved face. There is another name for it in geometry, but for you right now doing your basic vocabulary, this is considered a curved face. It's not flat like the other ones. So that's one big curved face, and that gives this cone 2 faces. One is curved, one is flat. Vertices, you can see that there's only one right here at the top, and that one's done. What about the edges? Actually, there's one big edge going all the way around. You have the circle at the bottom connecting the curved face all the way around, and that's considered just one edge because it's circular and it goes all the way around. I have one more for you. This is a picture of a cube, and we already figured out its edges, its vertices, and faces. What about the angles? This is a challenge question for those of you that might have that knowledge. An angle, I'm going to let you answer that first, and then when you come back, we'll go over it. What do you think an angle would be, and how many do you think would be on this cube? All right, welcome back. If you know what an angle is, then it was just a matter of trying to figure out how many. An angle is when you have 2 perpendicular or 2 lines, segments that meet at the vertex. There's an angle there. Look at your wall in your room. See how those 2, the corner, that's actually an angle. So how many angles are on here? Now you have to go to every face and find the angles. So I find 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. If every face has 4 angles, because you could see this is a cube, then I can just multiply 6 times 4. I can just multiply 6 times 4 is 24. So there's 24 angles on this cube. All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you look at the description on the YouTube video, and there's some worksheets there for you if you would like to print them off and practice some more.